It's The Drive on The Fan.
What's up, everybody? Greetings, salutations, and good morning, sports fans. It's The Drive. Thank you for waking up with us, locking us in. Let the local crew come on in on a feel-good Friday and have some fun. It is a basketball Friday for sure. We are basketball-centric today on the program. I'll try to slip in probably a leaderboard update for the PGA Tour, and I'll probably slip in maybe a thought or two on some of the other things going on this weekend. But with Major League Baseball not quite starting, I think pretty much everybody's got eyes on March Madness right now. I know I did last night. I know I did on my phone during the day as I was moseying around town. I didn't get to watch every single second all day long. I'll try to do better today.
Yeah.
I'll try to commit myself to more.
We start at 10 a.m. again today.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I was golfing yesterday, and I had my phone on. But when you're golfing, you're not really watching. You're not really locked in. You're checking the score every couple minutes. You're seeing a play or two, and then you're hitting your next shot, and then you're talking with the guys. So, I had it on in the background most of the early wave of games yesterday, and then obviously I got home last night and was locked in, but had a little dinner, a little reservation last night. Had a good time with that. So I was sitting just far enough away at Longhorn that I couldn't see the bar TVs very well.
Yeah,
I could see what was happening, but I couldn't see scores.
Right.
And I didn't want to be rude and turn my phone on at the table.
At the table?
Yeah, because
we do that all the time.
I
the
know,
Christmas
but
party.
I know.
You did it at your daughter's drill.
I know. I do it all the time. You got to watch games on the go when you have a wife and 4 kids. But
that's what we do.
But I didn't know the people we were going out to. We were meeting them for the first time, and so I didn't want to be.
That's true.
I didn't want to be like staring at my phone I was trying to converse and get to know and do the whole bit. So
exactly.
I did watch most all of the Gonzaga second half though last night.
Okay.
They scared me a little bit there.
Yeah. Duke and Gonzaga were scary yesterday.
The two upset alert. Well, we did have some upsets.
We did, yeah.
We did have some upsets yesterday, but Duke was the scariest of all scary, wasn't it? I mean, they're down 11 at halftime.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. You were hitting the panic button? Anybody that picked Duke as their champion
kind
hitting
of
the panic
laughing
button?
at people, yeah, just because a bunch of people I know did pick Duke to win it all.
Yeah. A lot of people have Duke.
Yeah, to win it all. And I'm like, oh, you guys are in so much trouble right now. But they pulled it out.
I think I am with the masses. I think the number one team picked to win it all, I think if you took all the brackets and looked at the winner, I think is Arizona.
I think so. I think they're by far the favorite.
I would say Michigan probably the second most picked, or Duke.
Yeah.
And then I would say there's probably some two. I haven't seen a lot of Florida picks. Have you, Tara?
Just Paul.
Just Paul.
Yeah, I haven't seen much other than that.
Yeah, I know. There's a few.
Yeah.
I know in our pool we got a few Houston winners. We got a Gator winner or two up there, but a lot of people. Arizona, Houston, Duke, Michigan, Florida a little bit.
Here's one Iowa State.
I've seen a couple Iowa States. Yeah.
But mostly it's Michigan, Duke, or Arizona.
There's I've seen a couple Michigan States sneak in there. The Fighting Tom Izzos, they think that maybe they're due again. It's been a while for Izzo since he won a natty.
Yeah.
So he's due again. So yeah, I mean, hopefully your bracket is still intact after one day. Yeah. Like even if you go, I don't know, you go 8 out of 16 the first day. Yeah. You know what? You go 14 out of 16 today, or 15 out of 16 like Brady did yesterday,
right.
who is leading our bracket challenge for the cash right now. Yeah. It's way too early to get too excited, and Brady knows that though. He's not doing cartwheels yet. I did see we have a Virginia in our pool.
Oh,
That's
wow.
sneaky.
That is, yeah.
That's sneaky. Sometimes you just gotta. I saw we have a Gonzaga winner.
Oh, nice.
I saw a UConn champion. So out of our listeners. There are a lot of people that have got a few different teams.
Hopefully nobody picked Wisconsin
No.
to go all the way and win it.
No.
be bad.
They need some Wisconsin cheese this morning so they feel better.
Yeah,
they need, because they better get them some walleye and cheese curds right now. That poor Wisconsin team, holy smokes, they battle all the way back.
Yeah. And then still
Only to fall.
Yep. That was sad. That was crazy. That was a big upset.
I mean, how sad? I mean, I didn't shed a tear, but I mean, they're out.
Yep.
Nobody in our pool on the Fan Sports Network of our listeners, nobody's
out yet.
Well, somebody did take BYU to win the national championship.
Oh no, really?
So we do have one of our that she
Ooh.
believed in DeBonza just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And he did what he could. Did you see the reverse slam?
Oh my gosh.
Tara,
That's all I have seen.
Play our listeners and anybody watching. If you're waking up, you're already at the office and you're already streaming the show on the Fan Sports Network YouTube. You'll be able to see this. If you haven't seen this play yet, AJ, it just makes it look so easy.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Here it is. Give it a listen. This is when they're down 10. There's still about 13 minutes to go. So this game is still within reach right now for the Cougars in the second half last night.
Oh man, that is just nasty.
Yeah. Big first half for AJ.
Yeah. 20 points?
I think so, yeah. I had the over 27.5 last night on
so
AJ.
you were getting kind of nervous second half, huh?
A little bit there for that drought. He ended up with 35, though, 35 and 10. And if you would have told me AJ'd go 35 and 10, I would have probably thought that would be enough.
Mm-hmm.
I really would have. He scores half of BYU's points. They scored 71 last night. So AJ has 35 of the 71.
Wow.
But the size of Texas was an issue. The offensive rebounding number. Did you notice how many offensive rebounds Texas got yesterday? That, to me, was where the separation came. 16-8. They doubled them up on the offensive glass.
Yeah.
So that is the stat that kind of jumped off the page. And what did I say yesterday? I said I was concerned about Texas's size. Yeah. I was concerned about Kiba K getting in foul trouble. And I said he's going to have a clean game. Kiba K played 24 minutes, fouled out, and went 1 for 1 from the field with 4 rebounds.
Oh,
he did have 3 blocks.
Yeah.
But you needed him for rebounding. You needed Kiba probably to play 32 minutes. Like, right. I know Kiba's not in the shape of an AJ DeBonza where he can go 40 minutes like it's nothing, which AJ did last night. Kennard Davis played 39. Rob Wright played 37 minutes. So those guys were on the floor the whole game.
Time. Yep.
Mbappe or whatever his name is, he was a dud.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I had people saying, he's the X factor. He's going to come alive. Or Diamonde's going to do something.
I was hoping
or
Diamande
Boscovich off the
something.
bench is going to do something. The bench sucked. The bench. The fact of the matter is, for BYU, as the season comes to a crashing halt, it's not an individual sport. It is a team game.
Exactly.
And I don't care how good AJ DeBonza is. It doesn't matter if he goes 11 for 25 and he has 35 and 10. It doesn't matter if you can't have a supporting cast. The next scoring leader for BYU after AJ, Rob Wright, 14 points. He goes 0 for 4 from 3 and 7 of 17 from the field. Nobody else in double figures.
That's terrible.
Like, Kennard, you were okay. Like, a decent game for Kennard. Whatever.
Right.
I mean, he's disappointed people all year long. Thought he would be better. They kind of missed Cannon Catchings. And they missed Allen Hall. And they missed Dawson Baker. And they missed Richie Saunders. With Richie and Dawson, this is different. With Pickens, maybe a little more depth there. The injury's just too much for Kevin Young and the Cougars to overcome. I still am disappointed, though, in this loss.
I am, too. I thought they would get past Texas.
You still should beat a team that barely sneaks into the field, barely wins the play-in game, barely had time to get on a flight and get to Portland, barely had time to do a walkthrough practice to get ready for you, although they did know who their opponent would be, assuming they would win, so they could pre-scout that game, which is a little bit advantageous.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, This was a 14-loss Texas Longhorns team, and BYU with A.J. DeBonza can't beat them.
Yeah.
That's kind of
it's a
leaves a
letdown.
sour taste in the season's note.
It does.
Like, AJ's going to be fondly remembered. He's going to go off to the NBA. He's going to be a Coug forever.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's going to remember he had 25 points a game, but that's it.
That's it. Yeah, I think
No Big 12 title, no run in the NCAA tournament.
not even close. Cougar Nation's got to be really upset that they didn't even make it back to the Sweet 16.
If you would have told me last fall before the season started, BYU
When they were
is going to
eighth in the
lose to
nation.
Texas 79-71 in the first round of the tournament,
Yeah, there's
and they're
no
going
way.
to finish the season 23-12, if you'd have told me that a month into the season, I would have said no way.
No way. Yeah.
I'd have said no way. That's how much they miss Dawson and Richie.
Yep.
And Pickens maybe a little bit. Like, they're playing guys that probably wouldn't have played, if Richie and Dawson were healthy.
Right.
And you combo that in with the couple guys they couldn't pay the NIL money to, and Dallin Hall and Cannon Catchings, and this just wasn't a good enough team. Now, we know what AJ is going to do in the NBA. If he's not the number one draft, I'll be surprised. I think he is. And if I was the GM that was picking number one, I don't care who else is on the board. I love Boozer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of
Boozer
people
had a good game yesterday.
A lot of people aren't as much worried about Peterson's injuries as I am.
Right.
He kind of seems a little soft to me, but he's going to be great. He's got a long career. You don't need to stress yourself out in college. Make your NIL money. You're still going to the league, and I don't think GMs are that concerned about Peterson yet. But the Bonza's 6'9" is a walking bucket. He's a walking dunk. He's got to improve the three-point shooting a little bit at the NBA level, which most players do.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look at even like a Karl
have
Malone.
time.
When Karl Malone came to Utah, he wasn't a great 16, 18-foot jump shooter.
No.
He developed that, early in his career in the NBA, working on the craft.
Exactly.
Even Karl was hitting a few threes here and there, late in his career.
In his career. Yeah.
Yeah, when Hornacek and Stockton let him. But at the end of the day, look, AJ just had a great 1 year. I mean, where does that put him in BYU lore? Like, he'll be revered forever as a
He said, I don't know about revered.
Man,
I'll love him forever.
Will I
I'll follow his
revere
career and
AJ
root
more
for him.
than Jimmer Fredette
I don't-
or TJ Haas or Sean Bradley or fill in the blank Cougar? I don't know. I don't know. Because he's probably going number one, Cougar fans probably will. Because he chose BYU, kind of put them on the map as a place to go play, probably.
Yeah.
But there's no longevity. There's no tournament run. There's no Big 12 title.
Yeah, that's
Like,
disappointing.
none of AJ's goals have hit.
Unfortunately, I know. I feel bad for him, too.
None of Kevin Young's goals hit.
And it wasn't because of him.
It's a failed season. At the end of the day, it is a failed season for Cougar Nation. It's got to feel like you got hit by a truck this morning, just smacked.
Yeah, definitely.
You got in the boxing ring with Ronda Rousey, Terry. How did Ronda treat you? You just feel banged around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a fun feeling.
She KO'd him.
Oh, BYU.
It's not good.
I don't know how else to put a bow on the season, but that's disappointing.
Yeah. Like I said, not due to AJ, though. He did everything he possibly could to carry this team and make it happen, but
I mean,
wasn't there.
Texas was limping into this tournament.
yeah.
What did they lose down the stretch? Like 4 or 5 in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Like
I believe it was 5.
What happened last night? What happened, KY? Look.
Well, their bench did what they've done all season. They couldn't show up and do anything. You've got to have some depth in the bench.
It's hard to blame a coach entirely when you have injuries. So I'm not like
Right.
I'm not putting KY on blast notice this morning. But he's got to do some things coaching wise a little bit different at the collegiate level. I think he's a little too NBA eccentric. ISO first couple possessions of the game, you're just throwing it into AJ, and he's just backing him down like LeBron on ISO in the NBA. And I'm like, okay, you can do that, but is that going to work all night long to win the game? And the answer was obviously no. Nah, they didn't do that all night,
No.
but they did that
But the
pretty early.
perimeter wasn't great either.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
like you said, we needed better perimeter shooting.
what did you see, Tara? Were you disappointed in BYU's performance
I was
yesterday?
very disappointed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if Tara's disappointed,
And then,
I can only imagine how Cougar Nation feels this morning. Nobody's singing Rise and Shout from the top of their lungs as they get out of bed this morning. That's for sure.
Yeah.
If you are, Good for you. You got a better attitude on basketball than we do. But that's frustrating.
It was.
And I don't want to pile on. And look, I had BYU winning one game in my bracket. I mean, the fact that Texas beat them, I lost out on 1 point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not heartbroken over my bracket. Now, if I had BYU winning the championship, and that was your title pick, one, you're a homer, which I don't blame you, and two, you didn't want to win the pool.
Yeah,
I don't know what else
really
to say. I don't know what else to say. Like, that's okay. You know, you fill it out for fun. You take a shot, whatever. Maybe if they got to the Elite Eight or something, it was a fun ride. That didn't happen. I thought that maybe AJ could carry them to a win or two. I predicted one.
And
I was dead wrong.
Yep.
The supporting cast just couldn't do enough. AJ just did not have enough help. I mean, you look at it, he needed to score 40 last night to win. He needed to score 43 to tie, 44 to win.
Wow.
He should have scored 44. What was he thinking?
Right. Well, he's not Luka. You know.
How many shots did he take? 22? 24? Like, should he have shot 30?
Yeah. Well, should have, because nobody else was putting any down. So
I mean, it's a valid question. It's a valid question. What do you see from Texas? Are we giving Texas no credit? Should we be giving Texas credit, or should we be questioning BYU more this morning?
I think questioning BYU more this morning.
Yeah. Texas, I mean, they're not going to go anywhere. I don't even think they're going to win another game in the tournament.
No, I don't think so, because now they've got Gonzaga.
But they've won 2 now. They beat North Carolina State, and now they beat AJ DeBon. They were not intimidated from AJ from the jump last night.
No.
And look, that's a very good coach coaching Texas. I mean, say what you want about it. The way it ended in Arizona, he's still a good coach.
Yeah.
And I thought they had a good game plan.
They did, yeah.
And
like you said, they've won 2 now. So
they out-executed BYU.
they've got it ready.
Yeah. Any more highlights or lowlights from the BYU game, Tara, or do we want to unpile? Let's not pile on.
Yeah.
Let's not pile on. Sorry, Coug fans. Look, I mean, my dad went to BYU. He's alumni. I root for BYU. I want them to be relevant. It's been fun to talk about them this season, but I cannot sugarcoat it this morning. That's a disappointing way to end the year.
Yeah.
Period. Yep. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Yep.
79-71. Coug season comes to a crashing halt. There's one thing we know, though. KY can recruit. He's better recruiter than coach at this point in time. I think that's fair to say. That's okay, because there's a lot of really good coaches that can't recruit. You got to have players. I think he's going to keep adjusting. I think he's going to be fine long term, but I still think, I remember when I went up to the Arizona game at the Marriott Center this year, and I'm sitting there watching the game in person.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing BYU just get way behind way too often again. I'm like, how come Kevin Young can't get his guys ready from the start to come out and play from the lead and stay aggressive instead of always having to come from behind like we saw most of the season? Not every game, but most.
Most, yeah.
And then they come fighting back against Arizona. And I left that game after, Rob Wright got the ball in the black hole and it never left. And 11 seconds ticked out the clock and he got blocked and they lose.
And they lost, yep.
I came out of that game kind of thinking like, hey, Tommy Lloyd's X's and O's, Tommy Lloyd's roster is just better. And now you look at Arizona. BYU's out in the first round, and Arizona's the most picked team in the country to win the championship. I mean, there's a wide gap between BYU and the top of the Big 12.
Right.
Like, really we thought that we were going to be, boom, top of the Big 12, the best basketball conference in the country. BYU's going to be, right there with the Houstons and the Arizonas and the Iowa State. They're not.
They're not, no.
They're not.
Gone.
Yeah, they beat Iowa State. Yeah, they beat Texas Tech during the regular season. Those are 2 nice wins. You're there. You're in the conversation as kind of that team that maybe could compete for a Big 12 title sooner rather than later. But they were supposed to compete for the title this year. They weren't supposed to lose one game in the NCAA tournament. Yeah. So, sorry, Cougar fans, not a happy morning and not a hot take. Just the facts. The facts of the matter. BYU one and done in the tournament, and it puts a cap on a disappointing injury-riddled season. And like I said, I'm not piling on KY. I think he's evolved. He'll evolve. He's not Tom Izzo, though. He's not Dan Hurley. I don't think he's even Sean Miller caliber.
Really? Oh.
Nah, I think he's still got a lot
to do. Yeah.
He comes from the NBA, and I know the college game is trending more towards that direction, but the college game is not the NBA, even though it's becoming more and more like it every day with, contracts and NIL money and the way these kids travel and what they wear and what they're driving. There are some common denominators now between college players and NBA players, but the game is not exactly the same.
No.
And that's why I, honestly, with the Jazz struggling this year, I prefer the college game over the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Did I see Luka drop 60? Have I seen what the Lakers are doing lately? Sure. We can get into that in another segment. A lot of people wanting to start to pose the question, are Lakers contenders now? but at the end of the day, the game is different. And March Madness, one game, BYU just wasn't good enough. We're off and running. Opening rant. Sorry, Cougar fans. That probably didn't make you feel any better this morning, but the facts are the facts. So we're in the Findlay Hyundai Studios. We got a good show on tap for you. We're going to be going Utah State fans. Are you ready? We're going to be breaking down that game second hour. We're going to go down to San Diego. Our guy Jason Walker with Cache Valley Media, who's the beat guy up there, going to join us from down in Southern California. We'll really give you an in-depth preview on their road to the Sweet 16, maybe beyond. It is a tough one. They are in a tough pod, to say the least. They got hosed on their seat.
Yeah, they did.
Utah State got hosed.
That was so bad.
They should not have been an 8 seed. They should have been at least one line better, at least a 7 seed, if not a 6.
Yep.
Utah
they
State was playing better than BYU.
Yeah, so I said they should have swapped BYU and Utah.
Yeah.
So,
the only saving grace,
Utah
the Cougars did win 2 Big 12 tournament games, and I think that's what saved them a little bit, and beating Texas Tech at home on senior night at the end of the season. But we're going to give you a lot on the Aggies game today. They're going to be playing a little bit later this afternoon. A fun matchup against a Big East school, the third team in that conference, the Villanova Cats, former national champions in their own right, but not a team that does really anything really exceptionally. They're not an unbelievable shooting team. In fact, they're terrible from the free throw line. They're really not a dominant rebounding team. They're not a buckle down defense. They're just averaging off. They don't really do anything great, and the Sharps are on Utah State today. It'll be really interesting to see what Jason has to say. So that'll be about 8:25, 8:30 second hour. We'll have Jason Walker on the show with us. In between that, we got a bunch to get to. Glad you're with us. Show today, opening rant brought to you by our friends at Prime IV. Prime IV saving my bacon with my allergies. I've got to get down there every spring and fall, get the Myers cocktail. I was down there on Tuesday, got a little vitamin D, got a little glutathione, and feeling much, much better. Obviously, the allergies this spring are brutal. Just a thought, if you suffer from allergies, that's an option for you. Prime IV. You might not have thought of that. Of course, if you're looking for energy, you're looking for healthier skin and nails, you're looking for weight loss, you're looking for anything, they've got IVs, super powerful drips to help you look and feel your best. PrimeIVSTG.com or stop on by on Riverside Drive. We'll take the break. We're back in a flash. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Miles Jepson, Drive You Wild. I wanted Tara to play this because I wanted to see what Tara thought.
Yeah, I like it.
Because this is going to be May 2nd, Grafton Building. Miles is having his first ever concert in the town he lives in. He's 19 years old. He's a student at Utah Tech. And he just released his Green album like 2 months ago, like the end of January. And anyway, he played a concert up in Salt Lake area, but then he's playing a concert down here on May 2nd. And we're going to give away tickets tomorrow at the Black Desert Resort at the 20th hole.
Yeah, that's right.
Our live broadcast. We might give some tickets away Monday, too, if you want.
On the show?
TA, yeah. You're the boss. You tell me what day we're giving away tickets, and I'll do it. Just remind me. But I know for sure tomorrow at Black Desert, the Fan Sports Network, we're going to be broadcasting live tomorrow from the 20th hole, which is kind of right there in the resort center, right there between the Pro Shop and Latitude is their sports grill. I mean, they have Basalt, they have Latitude, they have the 20th hole, they have multiple restaurants. But this is the sports grill. I'll have my truck right out front. We'll be playing March Madness on the radio. Of course, you're home for all the games all day today, all day tomorrow, all day Sunday. Right here on the Fan Sports Network. We got the Westwood One coverage wire to wire. We're going to be firing up coverage again here this morning about 10 o'clock, and we'll be rocking till 10 p.m. again tonight.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
It's day 2. If your team didn't play yesterday, your team plays today. You're all fired up, but I bet you still enjoyed it. I know a couple people that really enjoyed it, and those are the leaders of our bracket challenge. And congrats to Brady. You got an early lead, but don't get too fired up. He did go 15 out of 16, though.
That is really good.
Darn near perfect bracket day 1.
Yeah.
Do we know how many perfect brackets are left, Tara? Can you find that
Let me look it
number?
up.
Because Tara threw a number out at me yesterday that was absolutely crazy. I don't even understand it with the billions, quintillions.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many zeros are in 9 quintillion? I can't even tell you the answer to that question. Maybe somebody smarter than me could figure that out. Some math major out there, or some smart kid from Orderville, Utah. I don't know, but I don't know how many quintillion.
Yeah,
9 quintillion. That doesn't even speak English to me. That's
right.
like, what are we talking, in alien form here? I don't get it.
Can't even tell you how many zeros are in that.
So we're gonna check on the perfect brackets.
Saying approximately 14,000 remain after day 1.
So 14,000 went 16 for 16.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty good because, like, look, you had to have Texas over BYU. Okay, that's not an easy pick to get.
No.
You had to have, High Point. Okay, how many of you raise your hand if you had High Point winning yesterday? I did not. My upset pick was not over Wisconsin. I was going with Troy over Nebraska, and I was way off. They couldn't throw it in the ocean, and Nebraska pretty much boat raced them.
Yep.
You had to have, South Florida losing to Louisville. A lot of people had South Florida winning. So I think a lot of people probably lost a point. I know everybody freaked out when Louisville lost their best player and he wasn't going to play. And everybody's like, oh, I love South Florida. The line went down to 4. All that money going on South Florida drove the line all the way down to 4. And the final score, how good are the books? 83-79. Hopefully you bet South Florida yesterday morning and you got it at 4.5. I mean, you had to have VCU.
I had,
VCU over North Carolina. A lot of people loved VCU, but they're like, it's still Blue Bloods. It's still North Carolina. It's still, even without Caleb Wilson, this is still a better roster than VCU. And a lot of people probably still stuck to UNC in that game. But if you were looking for upsets, that was one that happened yesterday. So you had to have VCU. You had to have the 10 seed Texas A&M over St. Mary's. Tara, who'd you have in that one?
Texas A&M.
You had A&M.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people probably did. That was probably a coin flip, more 50-50, but a lot of people probably missed it. They had the 7 seed Gales, who usually win a tournament game. They won a tournament game last year in March Madness under Randy Bennett. 3 West Coast Conference schools into the tournament. So for the West Coast Conference, a lot of Gonzaga fans, they won last night, so there was no upset there. We'll see what Santa Clara does today, but I'm interested to see how this West Coast Conference, with 3 teams, they never get 3 teams in the NCAA tournament. It's usually a 1 or a 2 bid conference. Usually it's Gonzaga and St. Mary's. Now with Santa Clara having a good year, they got all the way to the West Coast championship game. They lost a heartbreaker to Gonzaga, but they still got in that large bid.
They did, yep.
Which is pretty cool for a smaller conference that's growing. They added Seattle University. We've seen Grand Canyon go to the Mountain West. We're seeing Utah Valley go to the Big West. We're seeing a lot of shuffling. We're seeing the WAC disintegrate before our eyes. It will be interesting to see what the WAC champions Cal Baptist can do today. They are the 13 seed. They will be playing against
Kansas.
the Jayhawks. Rock chalk. I mean, first ever NCAA tournament appearance, and you're going against one of the winningest programs ever in March Madness in Kansas.
Yeah.
That is a great opportunity for the Lancers to get on the map, though. That's going to help them in recruiting and so many other things. Of course, we know they're leaving the WAC in the offseason as well.
Yes. Yep.
And what are they going to the West Coast Conference?
I believe so, yeah.
So we know, we know that Utah Tech and SU are going to the Big Sky. We will see the Big Sky champ today. What time is that game at today? They didn't play yesterday. Let me look at that. Santa Clara, for the record, is the first game of the day.
The first game, 10:15.
Against Kentucky. I meant to say Kentucky. I said Kansas, Rock Chalk, but I meant Kentucky. My mistake.
No, Cal
earlier.
Baptist is Kansas.
Oh,
yeah.
I had that right. Yeah, it's Cal Baptist, Kansas,
saying.
but Santa Clara is playing the 7 seed Kentucky, the first game of the day. Okay, good. I corrected myself, and I didn't need to. Lost my train of thought there. For you Utah State fans, and I mentioned this a few minutes ago, but we're going to be really, from about 8:30 almost to the end of the show, we're breaking down Utah State and Villanova today. We're going live down to San Diego to Jason Walker. So Aggie fans, stick around. That's a 2:10 game, actually, today against Villanova on TNT. Hopefully your rabbit ears get TNT into your television set. If not, go to a local establishment. Head over to Wingnuts and watch the game.
Yeah.
Go to Black Desert. They open at noon today if you want to go check out the 20th hole and then join us all weekend out there. We'll be there tomorrow. I can't. Okay, it's a 7:45 tip-off Mountain Time. So it is it's the third latest game to tip tonight. So we got to wait around for that Kansas and WAC champ Cal Baptist game. 14.5-point Jayhawk line in that game.
Wow. Okay.
I think I lean CBU to cover that.
I think
because
so,
they do have the 7-footers and the 6'11", so they have some size.
Yep.
They do have Dominic Daniels who can go off for 40 at any moment. Will they win the game? I don't think so. I don't think so. Would it be a crazy upset? Yes, it would be bananas for Cal Baptist. It would put that little university in Riverside, California on the map. Rick Croy might actually smile. Their head coach might actually smile. Because I don't know if I've ever seen him smile, at least coaching head-to-head against John Judkins. There seems to be like a little bit of a rivalry there. I think it goes back to the old Pac West days when Croy and Juddy were coaching against each other, and Juddy was coach of the year, coach of the year, coach of the year, coach of the year, coach of the year 5 times over. And I think that bugged Rick a lot. And when they shook hands after Utah Tech beat them at the Burns Arena,
right?
You know what Rick Croy said to John Judkins as he shook his hand?
See you in the championships or something, wasn't it?
I'll see you in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas, yeah.
We'll see you guys in Las Vegas. And obviously they beat him.
Yeah.
So he wasn't cocky, but he at least backed it up a little bit.
Backed it up, yeah.
Yeah. But maybe he'll smile. I don't know if I've ever seen that guy smile. Look, I don't watch every Cal Baptist game. I'm not a Rick Croy stalker, but I'm honestly, like, I've called a bunch of Cal Baptist games back to the Pac West days, broadcast, a game this year, last year, all the home games the last couple of years I've seen Rick Croy. I drove down to Riverside, I don't know, probably 10 years ago now, did a game down there. Don't remember him smiling.
Never smiling?
No. Hey, man, you live in a pretty beautiful place. I mean, I know the traffic sucks, Rick, but just smile. Give me a smile. Like, I don't know, is he from a military family that they don't believe in smiling?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't understand it. I've seen military people smile, Rick. Anyway.
It's not in pictures.
Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go on a Rick Croy rant this morning. People are like, who's Rick Croy? He's the Cal Baptist head coach. Look for him tonight, 7:45. Okay, Tara, can we count the Rick Croy smiles tonight? Can we do a smile meter?
I'll watch, yeah.
A smile count.
I'm pretty sure he smiled when they beat UVU in Vegas.
Yeah. I'm not saying he never smiles.
I think there's a smile there, but we can watch.
But, like, if you watch a whole game, you'd think if you, as a coach, you'd see a a flash of some smiles.
Once in a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Big play.
I mean, player hits a 3, smiles. Coach
Especially
says,
with
Coach says,
Daniels
smile
on your
back.
team. He makes me smile all the time.
Yeah. He should be shaking his head, smiling all day long as
Yeah.
Dominic Daniels darts around the court.
Yep.
Rick Croy smile meter. Nobody else in the country's got one of those going but us right here on the drive.
Well, I'll watch.
The smile
keep
meter
track.
counter is on.
Yeah.
Don't get your clicker too excited. It might be like 2 clicks the whole game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. If it was like the reverse of Monsters Inc., where you had to get screamed, you had to get smiles.
Oh, wow.
Cal Baptist might be down there dead last in the NCAA.
Yeah, I would think so.
Nobody on the team smiles.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Where are the upsets going to be today, Tara? Who is going to be the high point today?
This is a tough one.
Cal Baptist is a 13 seed.
I could see
Northern
Akron.
Iowa. Northern Iowa's got the Johnnies, one of the best defensive teams in the country. Northern
Yeah.
Iowa. Nobody's giving them a chance though.
Right.
But the line is down to like 10.
Oh, really?
So the odds makers have kind of that wasn't it like 12 and a half? I think it's down
Seemed like
a point
it
or
was a
two.
lot. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't have I have multiple brackets, like 7, 8, 9, I don't even know.
I could
And
see
I don't
maybe
have Northern
Akron
Iowa
winning.
as an upset in any of them. And yet
No.
that line, I mean that line tells you there's a chance for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Do you know what Northern Iowa is the most famous for?
What?
In my estimation?
What?
Well, or home I should say
I can't wait
not
to
what
hear
they're
this.
most
What?
famous for. What they're home of a certain athlete that's
Oh.
pretty well known.
Who?
Kurt Warner.
Oh, yeah.
Kurt
Okay.
Warner. Yeah.
Nice.
You go to the dome there, and I've been to that dome. I've called a game at Northern Iowa before. Beautiful place, by the way, right on the river, and yeah, they got shrines of Kurt Warner everywhere. Yeah,
Nice.
and I was a big Kurt Warner fan,
Yeah, I like Kurt
and nobody
Warner.
was making shrines of him when he was bagging groceries before he got to the NFL.
Right.
But it's a great story. Kurt Warner's a great story.
Yeah.
But that's where he played at. This collegiate ball. He was not a big time conference guy.
was an
Yeah, he was a
SEC.
small market guy.
Yeah.
And made it happen. All right. Santa Clara beats Kentucky today. I don't know if Akron can.
Oh.
I don't know if Akron can beat Texas Tech.
I don't know. That one's going to be an interesting one.
Tech's obviously banged up.
Yep. That's why I'm kind of wondering.
Lost their star big, so that they're down a guy.
And what
we
about-
saw BYU down some guys, and they got beat yesterday. So that
Right.
scares me.
Yeah.
We saw Louisville down a guy still win. So who knows?
Bama's down their best star, too. So what about
Yes.
Hofstra?
Yes, I think Hofstra's worth a flyer today. The line is still 11.5, though.
Okay.
Line is still 11.5, so the odds makers still like Bama.
Yeah.
Tennessee State, Iowa State. I don't think Tennessee State has a chance. Wright State at Virginia. Virginia's 17.5. Long Island, Arizona lines up to 30 plus.
Wow.
Don't see upsets happening there.
No.
Maybe Miami of Ohio. Why not this Red Hawk team?
They looked
32
good.
wins, 1 loss. They shot the lights out the other night. They proved they belong.
They've got a chip on their shoulder. They're dangerous.
But they got an SEC team. Middle of the pack, Tennessee. They got Tennessee.
Yeah.
Who have a couple NBA players on the roster, though.
Right. Yeah, I like the Vols. But
Mint is an NBA lottery pick.
yeah.
A lot of people projected him in the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
but
call him Nate the Great. What do
shouldn't-
they call Nate?
Nate the Great, I think. Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Old folklore. I like that.
I think it's from like Ted Lasso or something. It's like Nate the Great.
Yes. Hey, by the way, when is Ted Lasso's new season
It's
coming out?
supposed to be coming out soon. They announced it. Is it June or something like
Is
that?
it this summer?
I think
don't
so.
know. I know. I heard it's coming
Summer or
back.
fall.
I still need to go finish the last season.
Yeah.
That's going to be on my but not
To-do
till
list,
March
not till
Madness
after
is
this.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no time right now. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Rest assured, maybe UCF beats UCLA today. Central Florida's got UCLA. UCLA is only favored by 5.5. That's a 7-10 matchup. Prairie View A&M at Florida. That line is up to 35.5. That's the biggest number on the board. So I don't think Florida should be panicking like Duke did yesterday, but you never know.
Right.
This is the Super Bowl for these little teams like Long Island University and Prairie View A&M. And Prairie View A&M played the other day. and they looked pretty good. In fact, they were the underdog the other day. They were 3 or 4 point underdogs, and they won convincingly. And they're only a 19-17 team, though. That's the problem. And I don't know that their conference is the same as the SEC. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's not. So Florida's favored by a big number there. All right. Show today brought to you by Zag. Go check out Zag, 2 St. George, 1 Cedar City. Zag location. Protect your phone better. Get your screen protectors that cover your phone so when I drop my phone, I don't break my phone because I don't want the phone's $1,000 now.
Right. They're expensive.
I mean, they're expensive. Like, go put a screen protector on it, protect it better. Zag's the best place to do that. They got phone cases, pop sockets, wallet cases. They've got the protectors that go on your camera as well, because you never know which way your phone is going to land. When you drop it, it's like flipping a coin.
Yep.
Zag. Don't zig, just zag. That's what I like to say. We'll be back in a flash. It's The Drive on a feel-good, basketball-filled Friday. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive. What's going on? Tara turning up a little 21 Pilots on a Feel Good Friday as we are live in the Findlay Hyundai studios. Paulie on vacay. Paulie was he's with some friends at a big watch party. They got like a giant inflatable bracket on the wall.
Yeah, they do.
How many did they have? 5 TVs in one room? How many? I didn't really.
There was
count.
at least 3
It
on the
looked like
one wall.
a mosaic of TVs. So
yeah.
Paulie's living his best life while TA and I are holding down the fort. Now, TA is going to be gone a little bit next week.
Yeah.
Of course, I was gone a little bit last week. But that's why we have a team of, I don't know, what is our title?
The fan team.
The
fan tribe.
Yeah, the fan tribe. That's a good one. I like that one. Today's show brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health. We love these guys. I've been telling you about Game Day Men's Health for a long time. If you don't know what they do, they help men look and feel their best. That's the best way to describe it. Everything for men, from free testosterone tests, yes, free, F-R-E-E, free. Did I hesitate? People are like, really? Free? Is there a catch? No, there's no catch. They want you to know what your T levels are. And if you're over 40, 45, 50, you need to know what your T levels are. It could be why you're lethargic, why you're not feeling good, you don't have as much energy, you're dragging in the afternoons or right when you get out of bed, you don't want to go to the gym anymore. These are all signs of low testosterone. So go get your free T test. But they also do so much more. Sexual performance products, they can help you there. Obviously, designing weight loss plans customized for you that really work. And peptides is a big thing right now. Yeah. The big buzzword the last year or two in the fitness world, peptides, the BPC 157, the Somoral, and things like that. But they work better when you have a plan. It's overseen by a certified person, doctor. So go see our friends at Game Day Men's Health. By the way, peptides, they have, you buy 2 months, you get your third month free right now. Oh, wow. And I've taken the BPC 157 and the Somoral, and they're both great products. I highly recommend them. If you don't want to take my word for it, you're like, oh, Devin, you plug them all the time. Yeah, I do, but I only plug products I take and I believe in. I don't plug in just anything. There's a vetting process, and these guys are the best in-house. They've got all the people, and it's a man cave environment. I mean, you walk in and the TV's going with March Madness today. So,
nice.
So take advantage of the peptides, or you could go read over 200 five-star Google reviews. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see what actual satisfied customers are. Just go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/St. George. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/St. George. Or you can call or text for your free T test anytime. I love the text option, right? Hey, I was listening to Devin's show. I want to get my free T test. I've never had my levels checked. Can you help me out? They'll get back to you. Give them some time. They'll get back to you, and they'll get you into the batting order. 435-265-4223. Hey, Jazz won last night, Tara.
They did.
Did anybody watch the Jazz last night? Honest to goodness question. I mean,
I didn't.
March Madness. We're going to get into the Knights and the Mammoth. We had a good regional rivalry hockey game last night.
Yeah.
I mean, did I mention March Madness? Like, did anybody watch the Jazz last night? Probably not. I know I did not. And look, unless you're watching for player development right now, there's really no other reason to watch. You're not watching a playoff race. You don't even really want to root for them to win, if the honest truth.
Yeah, you want them to lose.
Yeah,
at this
I
point.
mean, obviously the tanking in the NBA is being frowned upon.
Yeah.
And it's not, Jazz got a hefty fine a month ago, if you remember, for load management issues. But if you are watching the Jazz last night, God bless you. If you did see the game, you saw a W. Tara, breaking news, the Jazz won a game. 128-96.
A very convincing win.
21st win of the season was a over 30-point rout of the Bucks.
Right. Thanks to Bailey.
Woo!
And Ace.
Ace in the hole. Ace is wild. Ace Bailey have a night last night against the lowly Bucks, who did not play Giannis Antetokounmpo. They played his little brother in the game, but not Giannis.
Right.
They still played Kuzma and Miles Turner, though. They still had some guys play that you've heard of, but the Bucks only have 28 wins. And so the Jazz get 33 from Ace Bailey last night. 13 out of 27 from the field. He goes 7 for 19 from the arc. He took 19 triples. Yeah. Do you think Will Hardy's like, Ace, puts his arm around him, green light, brother.
I know,
green
right?
friggin' light. I need you to save my job in the next year or two.
You have the go-ahead.
Would you please go green light and make some shots, please? He's begging Cody Williams. He's begging Kyle Filipowski. They didn't have Sensabaugh, who had just dropped 40, I think it was 41 the other night. And Sensabaugh did not play. looked fine the other night.
Right. That's weird.
Things that make you go,
Exactly.
Remember that song, Tara?
Yeah, I do. That's a good one.
That's our era, right?
Uh-huh.
What year did that song come out?
I don't know.
98, 99? Was it
Something like
after?
that.
It was after the year 2000? I can't remember.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that song in so long, and it just popped into the front of the middle lobe there.
1990.
90.
Yeah.
19. That's a throwback. That's a classic at this point in time.
Yeah, it is.
It's over 35 years ago.
Wow.
Jazz win 128-96. Ace Bailey finally, there's been 2 or 3 of his last 4 or 5 games where he's finally started to produce like the number we drafted him at. Because really the first part of the season wasn't great. And he did have a beautiful dunk last night. I saw Cody Williams had a big jam last night against the Bucks. Oscar Tshiebwe got a little bit of run last night, which was nice to see. We haven't seen a lot of him. He actually played 15 minutes and looked okay. It was only a 3-man bench for Will Hardy last night. Off the bench, they had Blake Henson, Mabang, and Tshiebwe. Your starting lineup for the Jazz last night, Filipowski, Cody Williams, Elijah Harkless.
He had a good game, too.
Anderson Garcia, and Ace Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, this Bucks team sucks. They're as bad as the Jazz. I mean, Kyle Kuzma's not a superstar anymore if he ever was. Miles Turner played 18 minutes and is like a magician. He just makes himself disappear. 3 points for Miles Turner.
Just makes himself disappear.
Yeah. It's a special skill set magicians have.
Yeah.
Sometimes magicians are NBA players. They're just disguised as NBA players.
Right? They make more money
like Halloween.
being a magician in the NBA than just being a magician.
Hour 1. It's been a lot of fun. We've been basketball heavy. Let's get you some other headlines. We'll get you the top 8 at 8, so stick around for that when we come back. Also, Aggie fans, we're really going to dive into their spot in March Madness, their bracket, their game today. We're going down to Jason Walker. That'll be the 8:30 second hour. So lots to get to. Do want to remind everybody we will be at Black Desert tomorrow, throwing a bracket bash watch party. Everybody's invited from noon till they close. We'll see you out at Black Desert. We're broadcasting live from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We got tons of prizes. Come and see us at the 20th hole at Black Desert Resort. We'll be right back. right, what's up, everybody? It's The Drive. Glad you're with us here on your Feel Good Friday morning, and we are rocking through hour 2. Here we go. Ready or not? You ready, Tara?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready as well. Show today brought to you by our friends at Sota Weight Loss, and of course, Sota is Paul's been having great success with Sota Weight Loss. He's been on the program, and they are a good sponsor of the show. And right now, you join them for a short time to get results that last a lifetime. If you join their transformation program, you get 2 transformations for the price of 1. So join now, sotaweightloss.com, SOTA, sotaweightloss.com. Join now and your partner joins for free. 2 for the price of 1. And they teach you how to let go of the weight and keep it off for a lifetime. No shots, no drugs, no lifetime dependency. They use real food, expert guidance, and habits that last. Sota Weight Loss believes weight loss should be temporary. Results should not be. Instead of trying to put you on a shot or drug that you need to take forever, Sota teaches you how to eat and keep the weight off for good. SotaWeightLoss.com. Give them a call. They will give you that 2-for-1 offer. Or if you want to ask some questions, talk with one of their nutritionists. Tons of Google reviews. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Google reviews. I mean, I was reading some of them a while back, and they're like, hey, I let go of 54 pounds with Sota in 6 months. And They taught me how to eat healthier and cook a variety of foods that meet the needs of eating for a healthy life. I feel fantastic and feel great. They got thousands of these. So go check them out, sotaweightloss.com, proud sponsor of The Drive. All right, let's get into our headlines. Let's roll. Lots of different directions we can go. March Madness is underway. Obviously, some major disappointments yesterday. I think one of the things you're waking up to is what happened to BYU yesterday.
Oh, no.
Cougars lose 78-71 despite 35 points, 10 rebounds from A.J. DeMonza. See you, Cougars.
Dang it.
Did Kenny and Charles, are they doing the gone fishing for college basketball? Did they send DeBonza out to go?
Oh, no. Fishing in the dark.
You remember the old bit they used to do on TNT after the NBA playoff games?
Yeah.
I wonder if they had a special Cougar edition last. I didn't see it. I doubt they did. I'm joking. Pretty disappointing way to end the season. No Big 12 title, no Big 12 conference title. You know, it's a 20-plus win season. AJ's going to go off to the draft, but you're one and done in the NCAA tournament. I just don't think I can honestly say that was a successful season. Was it a grease fire? No. Could Kevin Young do anything about Dawson Baker and Pickens and, of course, Richie Saunders' injuries? No, he can't. It happens. And that kind of derailed them. I think that's unfortunately this season will probably be remembered as AJ's year with a bunch of injured dudes.
Yeah.
Like that's 20 years from now. Hey, remember that 25-26 season we had AJ DePansy was the number 1 pick in the draft. Oh yeah, that was the year he tried to put us on his back and we got bounced by Texas in the first round of the tournament. And we paid $11 million to players and they all got paid to ride around on crutches.
Right. Yeah, AJ, he earned his, though. He earned his pay.
Well, I mean, if you believe the people out there, he took less. When we asked him why BYU when he was on our show, he said the money was real similar.
Right.
But now you're seeing reports, no, he passed up on a bunch more money to go play at BYU. Who knows what the truth is? I mean, we've heard $4 to $7 million is what he got. We've heard BYU's got an $11-12 million roster.
Right.
Is it a $30 million roster? No. Like, there's teams out there that are $20, $25+ million rosters in college basketball. That still doesn't resonate with me. It's still like, whoa. But yeah, see ya, BYU. So BYU out. I'm sorry I don't have better news, Cougar fans. Look, I had them winning 1 game in the tournament. I was wrong. I thought they could handle Texas.
Yeah,
I was worried about the rebounding, though. I said it yesterday. I said it a couple times yesterday. Like I said, Keba Keita can't foul out. What happened? He fouled out last night. He played 24 minutes. Now, that really wasn't only reason. But when you get beat 16-8 on the offensive glass, it's just tough to win a basketball game in March. And Texas was not intimidated by BYU whatsoever. We turn our attention to Utah State. They'll play Villanova this afternoon. That's a must-watch game for Utahns, right?
Yeah. Even if you're not a Utah, that's going to be a good game.
Okay. Slightly favored, sharpster on Utah State to beat Villanova. So, we were looking for the upset today. A lot of people are looking at Wright State, Virginia. I don't believe that's the one, but a lot of movement on that line.
Okay.
By the way, Utah State kind of carrying the Mountain West hopes for the conference. Like, everybody gets a little dividend, a little share of NCAA money if Utah State makes a run. So that's good for the Mountain West. I mean, all those other teams should be rooting like crazy for them. What else, Tara? Jazz 128, Bucks 96. Jazz get 33 from Ace Bailey. I got to believe that's a pretty big headline this morning.
Yeah. That was a career high for him, I believe. Career game.
Was it? Or didn't he have... I think it's second highest.
Is it second highest?
I think so.
Okay.
Didn't he have 35 a couple weeks ago?
I don't know.
Check it.
Let me look it up.
I mean, I'm not watching the Jazz on a night basis. Like, if there's nothing else on,
It says career high 33 points.
okay, maybe he had 31 the other. I know he had 30 plus a week or two ago.
Yeah. And
Still,
Harkless, a career game too, 23 points.
It's good to see. I mean, look, because they won. And because some guys had some career nights, they get a little attention.
Right.
When you consistently lose, we don't talk about losers on the show.
Right.
We've already talked about BYU too much today.
Yeah, no more losers.
No more losers. It's a Winners Friday here on the Fan Sports Network.
Speaking of winners, how about Luka last night dropping 60 points?
Yeah, and if we get time, I do want to get into that because a lot of people want to start the conversation about, do the Lakers really contend now? Are they contenders or are they pretenders? I mean, I'm waiting until April 7th.
To make that choice?
Yeah, they play OKC twice down the stretch. They play them 2 times in the week, less than a week.
Oh, wow.
I think in 5 days. They
That's gonna
play
be rough.
OKC twice. And so I'm going to wait, and I don't want to get too lost in the weeds on that until I see how they do against the champs.
Yeah.
Okay, you go beat the champs twice.
What if they just
full
split?
strength on full strength? Well, you split and you're competitive, and even in the loss.
Yeah.
Say you win by 12 and you lose by 2. Okay, I could. I mean, I do love what JJ Redick is doing. Not Tyler Reddick, the NASCAR driver. This is JJ Redick, the basketball coach of the LA Lakers. He's done a really good job. He's turned LeBron James into a ball-dominant ISO guy. Mm-hmm. He's turned him back into a power forward where he's getting a lot of dunks. And he's turning guys loose, and he's getting guys in the right position to win. And JJ can't love this roster construction. This can't be like his dream roster.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, yeah, Reeves is nice. Yeah, Hashimura's a piece. Yeah, you still got LeBron James. But this can't be the picture-perfect dream roster for. But yeah, he's doing what he can with it. And they're the 4th team in the West right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't they beat Minnesota in a first-round matchup? Yeah. Could they beat Houston in a first-round matchup? Yeah. But anybody else? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, certainly not picking them over Oklahoma City.
Really? Oh.
I don't think I'm picking them over Denver.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm picking. I mean, I could go on and on. But, yeah, Luka dropped 60 last night. I will say this. Luka has taken a lot of heat for his whining this year.
Yeah, complaining to
Have
the refs.
some cheese with your wine, Mr. Doncic.
Yeah.
Whiny.
I like him.
But like, it's even been toned down a little bit. So I think JJ's finally starting to get to Luka. Like, look, Luka, you got to rep. Like, let's stop with the cheese and wine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to give JJ Redick a lot of credit as Luka dropped 60 last night. Now, I'm not going to give him credit for Luka putting it through the basket that many times, but I just think that the position they're in to start to be in that contender conversation is pretty good for JJ, I think. It's been a much better coaching hire than in years past for the Lakers. I'll leave it at that.
I would agree. Yeah.
You would agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Tara agrees with me.
I do. I
Let's
think
go.
he's doing good. Yeah.
Let's go. Mammoth beat the Knights last night. Let's get to that headline.
Yes.
Veggie with the shutout.
Yep. It was an incredible game, and he had some great saves. Very good game.
Is this excitement for the Knights, or is this disappointment for the Knights? Because I mean, I've watched the Knights a number of times lately. Something's just a little bit off, and something's really clicking with the Mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like two teams that are starting to kind of change direction.
Right.
Knights got out of that hot start to the year. They were that Pacific leader for a long time last year into January, and now all of a sudden they're not, and they're losing too often. They're playing from behind, and I don't think the Mammoth are going to get a home game. I don't think they can catch, the top three, but you never know. They're starting to climb.
If this trend keeps going, though,
and you thought maybe the Knights would have won the Pacific, and the Mammoth would be a wild card, and maybe they would meet in the first round. That's not crazy at this point in the season because we only got a couple weeks left. Everybody's got like 13, 14 games left on their schedule.
Right, yeah.
What did you see last night?
The Mammoth are on a hot streak, and I'm looking forward. They're actually tied at 78 points with the Anaheim Ducks, who is number one in the Pacific right now. Vegas has dropped down to third with 76 points. So I wouldn't be surprised to even see Vegas maybe drop down to a wild card spot and Utah taking one of the top three.
Yeah.
Like I said, if this trend continues, if Vegas keeps losing and the Mammoth keep winning, it could absolutely reverse. We could see the Knights drop clear down.
Absolutely. I'm a little worried because I've stayed loyal to the VGK.
Yeah.
And you and Paulie have really gravitated and really jumped into this Utah Mammoth storyline since they got to Utah and Utah's hockey team. You were saying in the break earlier that there's such a discrepancy between Ryan Smith's businesses right now. One business he's getting $9 a seat for. The other one, he's getting over $100 a seat for a nosebleed.
Nosebleed, yeah.
So you're paying for a crappy seat in the Delta Center. They're not, 19,911 seats when it's full capacity. I know they've reconfigured some things for hockey. They don't have quite that many seats.
It's like 18,000 or something.
And they got one more round of remodels going this summer once the seasons are over for both respective teams.
Right.
To kind of finish that up. But look, when you're getting $9 for a seat for Jazz games and you're getting $100 a seat for the top row of the building.
Yeah, and they're sold out.
What franchises we're talking about? Which one's hotter? Which one are fans gravitating to right now?
It's the hockey.
It kind of puts the pressure on the Utah Jazz.
It does, yeah. They've got to get it together. And Ryan Smith has invested a lot of money into this hockey team. That state-of-the-art training facility there just in Sandy off of 114 is incredible. The way he's remodeling the stadium, like for the hockey games and everything, he's putting a lot of money into it, but it's paying off.
Yeah.
And if they make a playoff berth, I think it's really going to take off because playoff hockey is a whole new level. And so I think Utahns want to see it.
Yeah, I agree. Jazz and Mammoth win on the same night, though.
Nice.
That is a rarity this year. That has not happened. How many occasions? Look that up, Tara. I want to know how many times, because they don't play every night. They don't play all 82 on the same night. And their home games are never on the same night. So there's probably only a couple select road games where there's even an opportunity. I would say maybe 10 or 12 opportunities, maybe 15 max throughout the season where they're on the same night. And the Jazz have only won 21 games. So,
says maybe at least twice.
Okay, so this might be the second time that the Mammoth and the Jazz have both won on the same night.
Yeah, and
I'm
February
the only
27th.
nerd that would track something like that. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Yep. A
Yep.
lot of other headlines out there. UNC fans asking questions after early exit in the NCAA tournament. This Jazz win last night in this Giannis Bucks standoff. He's saying he doesn't want to be shut down. He didn't play last night. A lot of people are choosing a side.
Right. Yeah.
So there's that story. Cade Cunningham's collapsed lung. A lot of people talking about that in the association. That's a big headline out there. What does that do to impact the Eastern Conference playoff race?
Right.
That going on out there. They are, I'll finish up with this. I think we're about 8 headlines. I'm going long here, but we call it our top 8. We try to keep it at 8. How about a bonus ball? Let's go to the Valspar, your leaderboard look on the PGA Tour. I told you we'd give you some other things other than basketball here in our top 8 at 8. Doug Gim, David Lipsky, Sung J M, 3-way tie atop the leaderboard at 7 under par early on in the second round. Brandt Snedeker was the overnight leader, I believe. No, it was Sung J that was the overnight leader. Lipsky and Gam are out early this morning, and that's why they've tied for the lead. Oh. The leaderboard, though, not a bad little leaderboard. Tony Finau's lurking. He's at 3 under par. Patrick Fishburne, BYU alumni, 3 under par. He's playing his second hole. Tony's playing his 6th hole of the second round this morning. They're down in Florida, so already, after 10 o'clock, Eastern time. Zach Blair shot even yesterday, the other Utah native in the field down in Palm Harbor, Florida, but he won't tee off his second round till 11:58. So Laser Beam, shoot 1 or 2 under today. He should make the cut. He right now is sitting there T51 at level par. So, by the way, Fishburne and Finau at 3 under par. That's T12. T12. So those guys make a few more birdies, get to 5 or 6. They could be inside the top 10, maybe heading to moving day and the weekend down there at the Valspar Championship, Innisbrook Resort and Golf Club. They're playing the Copperhead course. Watch out for rattlesnakes.
Look out. Yeah, Copperheads.
That's your top 8 today. We'll be right back. It is The Drive on the Fan Sports Network. Oh, baby. You know Tara's going to slip in a little good Charlotte for me on a feel-good Friday. What's going on, Southern Utah? Thank you. Always appreciate you carving out some time for us, whether you're going to work, you're listening the whole day, you're dropping the kids off, whatever you're doing on your Friday morning. Thank you for stopping by on the airwaves in Cedar, 93.1, 1400 in Parowan, of course, 99.5 or 95.3 in St. George. You can always listen on the mobile app. Free download, just search the Fan Sports Network. Or you can listen on our website, thefansportsnetwork.com. You can even watch our show. Didn't do my hair very good today, Tara.
Yeah, that's all right.
Tara always looks great, but Devin, I mean, yeah.
No.
I don't know. Probably do a haircut here soon. But you can always watch the show if you so choose. If you're at your desk at the office on our YouTube page, just like or subscribe. Just search on YouTube, the Fan Sports Network. That's where you'll see a lot of our high school baseball games. We've got baseball coming next Wednesday. Our first broadcast of the year, the old rivalry, Dixie, and coming down to St. George to take on the Dixie Flyers. Cedar Dixie, Cedar Dixie, Cedar Dixie. Always a good one.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what sport.
It's a big rivalry.
It's been playing that rivalry game for 100-plus years, and it is always good in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
It's always good in baseball. Our region is so good in baseball again. 4 of the top 5 teams in the latest Des News 4A rankings, Region 9 teams.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Desert Hills, Snow Canyon, Crimson, Dixie, all are ranked in the top 5 right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we did our media day, and if you missed that coverage, we had that a couple weeks ago, and it was interesting to see how the coaches poll and the media poll combined preseason rankings came out, and those 4 were the top 4.
Yeah.
Not in that exact order,
No.
but
Was
close.
Crimson number 1?
Crimson
again?
was 1, yes.
Okay, and now
Desert
they're
Hills
third.
is 1 right now because they're 8 wins, 1 loss. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll have Desert Hills Crimson a week from today. That'll be our second broadcast. So Dixie, Cedar, the old rivalry, they're gonna brawl after the game. They're going to, hopefully there's no shenanigans like the old days. I heard a lot of stories back at the old days, Dixie Cedar, the old gas on the football field prank that nobody likes, the janitor hates, the maintenance guy hates, the parking lot fisticuffs.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. The stories could be false at this point in time, too. I don't know that. Any Dixie Cedar fans got some stories?
I think they're real.
Love to hear them.
Yeah, I think it's all true.
Love to hear them. The old rivalry days. Let's keep it going in a fun, sportsmanship-filled way. Of course, Crimson Desert Hills, I mean, I don't think we need to remind ourselves that I know it's a new coaching staff at Desert Hills with Jagan Levitt and everything.
Right.
But Dougie Smith mowed them down. Desert Hills was one of the favorites to win it last year, and Crimson mowed them down at Bruce Hurst Field on a Monday and sent them down to the one-loss bracket, and it was just too tough to battle back through for D Hills. And so it ended up being Snow Canyon and Crimson for all the marbles, and Crimson got them. So that'll be a fun one. Jagan Levitt, what a great job he's doing. Got brand new, youngest coach in the state of Utah. He is 26 years old. And he has got them to the number 1 spot right now this week in the Des News baseball rankings.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Good coach.
Yeah, so that's what to watch for next week. We'll have some broadcasts. Of course, we'll continue to bring you the Sweet 16, the Elite 8 games next week as well, except for Friday night. We're going to interrupt that basketball March Madness for that baseball game here on the Fan Sports Network. But that's the only night we'll have a little bit of a conflict. The rest of the time, you'll be able to get March Madness. And hopefully on your Friday night, if you're really looking for the basketball, you'll be able to get home and watch that. We don't know who's going to be playing on that date and time yet anyway.
Right.
Also, to watch for this weekend, tomorrow, I am inviting you. Tara is nicely inviting you. Tara, invite everybody out to Black Desert.
Yeah, we're going to be out at Black Desert at the 20th hole, the sports bar and grill out there. They've got amazing food. We're going to be there from... Well, we'll be there at noon. You could come early if you want.
The 20th hole opens at noon. Our broadcast starts at 1 o'clock.
Right.
We'll be there before that, setting up and whatnot, but you won't hear us on the radio till after 1 o'clock. But you can come anytime tomorrow from noon on. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I got this thing at 2:00." That's fine. Come at 4:00.
That's all right. Yeah.
Well,
We'll be there.
I got this thing at 6:00. That's fine. Come at 1:00. Like, just come hang for a couple hours with us and have lunch or have dinner. We're going to be rocking all the games into the evening out there. It's going to be a beautiful night. Can't wait. X96 is going to be out there with us. We'll be out there. Fan Sports Network t-shirts, rounds of golf. We've got golfs for 2. We're giving that away. We've got resort credits, gift certificates, tons of fun concert tickets. We're gonna do some concert tickets. So we're gonna be tournament headquarters, big screens, live broadcast, contests throughout the day. Like I mentioned, the golf simulators, long drive, closest to the pin. We're gonna
I hope
give you.
Lucy's not there.
We're gonna give
I
you.
might win if she's not there.
Yeah, I don't know what Lulu's doing tomorrow. She's probably working. You'll probably be safe.
Okay, good.
You'll probably be safe.
At least I have a chance.
That's right. That's right. All right. Promised you a big, in-depth Utah State preview. We have got Jason Walker. He's one of the beat guys for the Aggies. We're going to talk about this matchup with Nova this afternoon down in San Diego. Jason Walker joins us live on the drive. Don't touch that dial out of the Finley Hyundai Studios. We are back after a quick message from our great local partners. Hey, we are back, everybody. Thank you for loading us up here on your Feel Good basketball-filled Friday morning inside the Finley Hyundai Studios. Devin Dixon, T.A. Tara Atkin, hanging out with our guy, Jason Walker. We're going live down to San Diego. He's with Cache Valley Media. He's also hosted the Afternoon Drive show up there in Logan. Jason, greetings and salutations. How's the weather this morning in one of the beautiful parts of the country, San Diego, California?
Well, the weather's fine for the morning. Once it stops being the morning, it gets really hot.
Yeah.
When I got to San Diego, I was expecting it to be really temperate. I've not been to California much in my life, despite, living in the Western U.S. most of my life, but got to California here, doing all the walks to get to my hotel, into the stadium, and I'm like sweating. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? It's like 90 degrees.
Yeah,
wow.
I
Yeah.
thought the one thing California had going for it was the fact that it was like 75 all the time. It's like,
Yeah,
no, you got
year-round.
90. Yeah. I can get this weather in Utah. It's like, I don't know what it is.
We're excited to have you. We've kind of been saving our Utah State preview here for the rest of the show. Nova today. It's just a 2:10 start Mountain Time. I know it's a little after 1 o'clock start down there, your time in California. Of course, winner of this game presumably would play Arizona on Sunday. And this is a good little pod. If you like basketball, and you're on the West Coast, this is the place to go watch some good basketball today. I'm excited about the games coming out of San Diego today. Are you excited about the slate you got in front of you? I know you're pumped for this Utah State Aggie game.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game. I haven't, with all the attention I've given Utah State, I haven't been able to think as much else about some of the other teams in the pod, but obviously you got Arizona. St. John's is also here. So there's definitely going to be some pretty good basketball. I know, the Aggie game is going to be at 1 p.m. Again, my time here, 2:10 for those watching in Utah. But yeah, I'll make sure I'll be watching the Arizona game as well, because that is just a fantastic team.
Yeah.
One of the favorites to win the whole thing. So I got to make sure I watch them. I was lucky enough to watch Purdue the year they had Zach Edey. I got to watch them before they beat down the Aggies. Then I got to watch them beat down the Aggies. But that's one of the fun things about making these trips is you get to see a bunch of really fun basketball in person.
Yeah, no question about it. And look, Villanova, they've had some really good players come through their program, but I don't think Jalen Brunson is walking back through that door, or Kerry Kittles, or any of Kyle Lowry or Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges. But this is a team, as I'm doing my homework, they don't really have a specialty. They don't really do anything exceptional. They're just kind of okay in they're not an elite defensive team. They're not an elite rebounding team. They're certainly not an elite free throw shooting team. So when you're getting ready for Utah State, what do you see, and maybe what scares you from this Villanova team, the third best team in that conference out there in the Big East?
Well, it's kind of the fact that they are kind of good at everything. You look at the offense. They're not an elite three-point shooting team, but they can hit a lot of threes. I think they're 46th in number of three-pointers they hit per game. Now, they're only like 106th in three-point percentage, and they're also missing their second-best three-point shooter, Matt Hodge, who is also their sixth leading scorer and kind of their one true power forward. They're missing him. So there could be weakness, but even when missing him, they hit 13 threes the other day against Xavier. So it's like they can still hit from the outside. They can be a little bit more volatile in that sense. But they're also really good in the pick and roll. They got Caden Lewis, who's a really great point guard. He's a freshman, but when you watch him on film, he doesn't look like a freshman. He plays as savvy as some of the NBA point guards. And then they have a really good pick and roll big in Duke Brennan, actually former GCU big. He was there with the Lopes last year, but now he's with Villanova. And, he doesn't do much else than catch the ball and dunk it, but he does it well enough, and he gets 12 points per game, and he also gets 10 rebounds per game. Where Villanova may not be an elite rebounding team, Duke Brennan is an elite rebounder unto himself, and so that can be pretty scary, especially on the offensive glass, where the Aggies can be a little weak in defensive rebounding. That's been one of their weaknesses. So that's something that can really scare you if you're the Aggies is giving up a lot of second chance points to one particular big.
I do get nervous about Duke Brennan. He's a guy I'm very familiar with, called his games before because he was in the WAC with Grand Canyon last year. So when they would play Utah Tech, I would broadcast those games, and I was very impressed with his upside. I think he does have NBA potential. He's still a young guy, but this is a spot where they are going to have to really, whether it's Carson Templin or whoever by committee, they are going to have to do a really good job on the glass. For Utah State, after giving us that breakdown of Villanova, who's the guy that you think there's a little bit of pressure on today to step up and lead? I mean, I know MJ and Mason have been the leading scorers, but is there somebody else that you think is very important and critical for success today and a W for Jared Calhoun and company?
If you're looking beyond, kind of the two obvious candidates people look to is Mason Falstaff and MJ Collins, your leading scorers. But
Right.
to look beyond those two, I think Drake Allen is a really big key. Defensively, he's going to be on a Caden Lewis decent amount. Mind you, with the way they play defense, they're basically playing five. They call it five guys guarding the ball. It's a matchup zone, so it's not going to be one guy exclusively defending somebody else, but he'll be a big part of those pick and roll coverages. But then on offense, Drake Allen, like when he's playing well on offense, he's not like an offensive specialist, but he's the guy that over the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, coincidentally, since he became a father, he's been averaging 11 points per game, shooting north of 50% from the field, north of 50% from three, where before he was averaging, a decent 6.5 points and shooting like 42% from the field and like 20% from three. So where he's been playing well of late, it's coincided pretty well with the Aggies winning those 4 straight games in the Mountain West tournament. So he can be a really big key for the Aggies. He doesn't have to score 20 points, but if he gets like 11, adds 5 or 6 assists, hits a couple of 3-pointers, then the Aggies offense becomes nigh unstoppable.
Yeah. How about Clark? He's a solid rebounder for the Aggies, and what are they kind of looking at for him today? Like, what does he need to do?
He's been kind of up and down, but he was up during the Mountain West tournament, so that is definitely a player to key in on, because he's another guy like when he's able to get minutes, avoid fouling, and he doesn't put up, like when he was at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, he put up 15 and 10 or something like that, and that would be a good game for him. But a good game for him with the Aggies was, I think it was the Mountain West Championship game where he had like 7 points and 6 rebounds.
Right.
That would be a fantastic, performance from him coming off the bench.
Are the Aggies mad? Are they playing with the chip? I think they got hosed on their seed, Jason. I know we haven't talked about that. I'm curious, like, I know sometimes you only hear what you need to hear in the media, but behind the scenes, do you imagine this team's got a little chip on their shoulder because they felt like they should have been unseeded? I honestly think them and BYU could have been flip-flop and it would have been more fair.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe. If you were going based off the last 2 months of the season, they would, but they count the non-conference, so BYU's non-conference and what they were doing before they got injured warranted them a 6th seed. Granted, they didn't do much with it. But I'll be honest, they didn't have to hide it behind the scenes. They wore it out in the press conference. Jared Calhoun went kind of viral on Sunday where he said the seeding was absolutely atrocious. Those were his words. Absolutely atrocious. Carson Templin, yes.
Yeah.
We asked him, like, how do you feel about this team? And he was like, we felt like we were disrespected in our seed line. Like, they've not hidden it. Normally you get the, we're fine. We're, it is what it is. We always hope to be higher. You get the diplomatic answer, but no, they felt disrespected and they let it be known. And that's maybe the worst thing the committee could have done to help the Aggies, because, they've gone to the Mountain West tournament and you are at risk of being complacent. And the Aggies have had times where they got a little complacent this year, where they were a dominant team and they just dropped off for a couple of games.
Yeah.
But now Jared Calhoun's like, all right, pin it up on the bulletin board. You're a 9 seed. They don't think you're good. They think you're worse than Villanova and all these other, 8 and 9 seeds. That's going to help the Aggies lock in.
You mentioned Calhoun. How exciting is it for natives in Logan not to have to go through another coaching search in last offseason? You get a guy for 2 years in a row, and here you are back in the tournament again. 26th appearance this year. 23, 24, 25, and 26 all consecutively, if I'm not mistaken, right, Jason?
Yeah, it's 4-0, and I believe that's the program record. And really, it's like 7 out of the last 8, I think. The 2020 tournament was canceled, so like they usually count that because they qualified, they won the
Right.
Mountain West tournament, so got the auto bid, but it never happened. So usually they count that and they say like number of appearances they qualified for. They got to add some extra fancy language there to make sure they include the 2020 there. But yeah, with Jared Calhoun, unfortunately, it's kind of happening again. Last offseason there was the worry about West Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't end up going there, which was a massive relief to Aggie fans. They just about held a parade in the streets with like, finally we held onto a head coach, especially in a good year when somebody was going after him. But unfortunately, there's another candidacy opening up, and it is one that seems tailor-made for Jared Calhoun. University of Cincinnati, their job opening up. They fired Wes Miller, recently bought him out. They're paying him $3 million to go away.
Okay.
And Jared Calhoun's an alum of Cincinnati. So, and he's from Ohio. Like, it seems tailor-made for him. And so there are a lot of Aggie fans that are worried, and unfortunately, justifiably so, that Cincinnati will come calling. Well, may have already come calling, and will be signing some papers.
Oh, wow.
If and when the Aggies get eliminated.
Yeah, there's rumors. There's been rumors of Kansas State and, coming after him and wanting him to go, but who knows?
Turned
Hopefully
down
he'll
Kansas
stay.
State, so
that
was one win.
Yeah.
Hey, I always joke around about this. I'm curious your take on this, Jason. I always say, like, Mason Falslev should never pay for a meal in all of Cache Valley.
Yeah.
Like that guy to stay at Utah State, Skyview Bobcat. Like, I called his games in high school, basketball and football. People forget how good of a football player that kid was. Like, is he kind of a celebrity? Is he the big celebrity around Logan, Jason? What's it like? And hopefully, if you're with him, you don't have to pay for your meal either.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
He's my best
well, they call
friend.
him the mayor.
The mayor.
His nickname is the mayor of Logan, essentially. So that's obviously that's the feeling that people have about him. And yeah, he's probably given up 7 figures in terms of essentially salary cut to stay here in Logan. Now, mind you, the Aggies are compensating him pretty decently well. It's not like he's staying here for free nor for cheap.
Yeah.
But there are multiple power conference teams in state and out of state that have offered him a lot of money to go elsewhere. He's going to get those offers again this offseason, but he has, through 3 or 4 coaching changes now, I think. If Calhoun leaves, it'll be 4 or 5. I'll have to do the math again, but he has stuck around. He's entered the portal and come back out, but he has been loyal to the Aggies, and so if he stays for his final year next year, he will have achieved Aggie legend status. That's basically the one last step he has, because he's done a lot of things. He's won Mountain West titles, he's won conference tournament titles, he's been to the NCAA tournament every year he's been with the Aggies, including the year he redshirted, and every year since. This is the 4th tournament he's been a part of, 3rd that he'll be playing in. So if he stays another year, he'll be in the top 10, top 5 in a bunch of different statistical categories. But I think the biggest thing is if he finishes out his career here, he'll be probably counted as the most loyal Aggie possible, considering he had a chance to leave at every single, off season of his career. And he would have chosen to stay every time. But we gotta wait for this one last offseason, see if he sticks around.
I already think he's, in my eyes, he's number 3 as far as Aggie greats already. Whether he stays or not for his final year, that's the icing on the cake, because I think Wayne Estes is revered up there, and anybody that doesn't know the Wayne Estes story, go look it up. It's a sad ending, obviously. I mean, going to be one of the best draft picks and one of the best players ever, and then he got electrocuted, helping somebody on the side of the road in a storm. J.C. Carroll is the other guy, and then Mason Falslev. Is that ranking fair, Jason, as far as Aggie men's basketball greats all time?
I think it's pretty fair. You probably have Sam Merrill in there as well, where obviously legendary career for him. He's 2nd all time in scoring, I believe, behind J.C. Carroll.
Yeah.
But yeah, having Mason in that top 5, it depends on where you rank guys like Greg Grant. Because he's up there as well. But putting Mason in that top 3, I think is fair. He's accomplished pretty much as Sam Merrill has in an Aggie uniform. So having him in that top 3 wouldn't necessarily be unfair, and he's definitely top 5.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, people don't understand. Mason does not take any set off. Like, he is probably your best on-ball defender. He's an above-average rebounder for his size. He's got springy hops. Like, he can rise and dunk with the best of them. And he's only, 6'3", maybe? Jason, is he 6'3"? Do they list him 6'3"?
They might list him 6'4", but he isn't. If he is, he's 6'3".
Yeah, you always know they measure with the shoes on.
Yeah.
If the Aggies listed my height, I'd be 6'2", and if I can tell you one thing about me is that I'm not 6'2".
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We need to see him kind of fill that stat stuff and sheet up today, like some steals, some rebounds, some points, some assists. Mason Templin obviously going to be instrumental. I love what Drake Allen gives this team. I don't know if he gets enough credit because he's not one of the top 2 leading scorers on this team, but came and transferred around. It was SUU, then came up there. He's been in that program now for 3 years, I believe, as well. And Drake's kind of coming to his own this year.
Yeah, he has. I think one of the biggest steps he made was defensively, because that's honestly where he gets underrated the most. Because there is a lot of value in his passing ability. He leads the team in assists at around 5 per game, I think. He's capable for going off for 10 or 15 points, but his defense, where he's at the top of that matchup zone a lot, where he's often going on ball defense and having to stay in front of some of the best guards. They're just, every team you play in college, they got that one guard who can absolutely light it up, and he's been defending a lot of those guys really well. He's been a leader of that team, and when you look at a lot of the kind of advanced metrics, box plus minus or a bunch of other ones you can look up, he ranks as one of the best players on the team, not just one of the better defenders.
Daddy Drake,
but one of the
Daddy
better
Drake,
players.
Okay.
And so it ends up being he ends up being probably the most underrated player on the team for a bunch of different reasons, even though he doesn't really fill up the stat sheet, but he can give you 8.7 rebounds and 3 steals, and that'll be enough to win you a game right there.
Good stuff, Jason Walker, everybody. You can read his latest column on CashValleyDaily.com. Utah State bringing momentum, chip on their shoulder into that first-round matchup this afternoon with Villanova. Did you make a prediction at the end of your column in there, or are you willing to give us a prediction on what you think will play out? You've seen every second of this team all season long. I know you've been diving deep on Villanova and what they bring to the table. What's your gut say today, Jason?
So I didn't give a prediction in the article, but I'll give you one, and I think that the Aggies will win. And I've not been terribly optimistic when predicting the Aggies in the NCAA tournament. I've usually leaned toward their opponent winning. The Aggies' history in the NCAA tournament and the difficulty of opponent has often warranted picking the opponent to win. But I think that the Aggies have a lot of potential to win this game. The numbers say that they're better. The recent momentum, gives them an advantage, and I think there's some matchups they can take advantage of. And while Villanova is an excellent team and could very easily win this game, I definitely lean toward the Aggies to win this one in a game that tends to be somewhere in the mid to high 70s in score.
Yeah, they can get up and down the floor. The line has moved a little. There is some money coming in on Nova because yesterday Utah State was favored by 2.5, and today they're favored by 1.5. Yep. So they have swung that line a little bit. Maybe that's because nobody's gambling in Logan, Utah. I don't know.
Yeah.
The particulars.
They're not bumping those numbers
on
up.
that one. Yeah.
Bettors have usually not trusted Utah State, at least by the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, if they're going to keep Mason Falslev around, let's go make a run. If they're going to keep Calhoun around, it would help to get to the Sweet 16, wouldn't it, Jason?
Yeah, it would. Longer you can keep them away from Cincinnati, because they recently they were going to wait till April 1st. Because that's when some buyout money went down, but they ended up negotiating something, saying where they're just giving them a lump sum payment to leave, and so it seems like they're kind of trying to get this ball rolling on getting a new coach. So if the Aggies can hang around the NCAA tournament a little bit longer, then the Cincinnati Boosters might be like, well, let's just get somebody else.
Yeah,
because you want to get a coach in there, get recruiting. Transfer portal is technically not open, but it's effectively open because there's about 36 athletes who have already put their name in the portal. So. And it's only going to keep growing. So, yeah, you want to get a coach in as soon as possible. So that's the best defense from the Aggies is a good offense here. in the NCAA tournament.
I'm just curious, before we let you go, who do you have in your Final Four? Are you a bracket guy? Like, are you a one bracket guy, or do you have like 20 brackets, or what's your philosophy? Because I got to believe you love this time of year, man.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I'll tell you the least favorite thing about, working some of these March Madness games is I don't get to sit down and just, watch 30 games in the first day. I get to watch a couple of games, although it's obviously still fun. But I do fill out a bracket. I tend not to fill out multiple brackets, or if I do have different versions of brackets, it's because I entered one bracket contest, then I entered another, and I was too lazy to, to remember what my first bracket was. But to tell you who I had in my Final Four, it's Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Houston.
Oh, okay.
It is a boring as heck Final Four. I didn't pick a whole lot of upsets. Had a real scare with my bracket.
He's pretty
Duke,
chalky too, Devin.
Jason, you're almost as chalky as Tara. At least you have 1 2 seed in there. She's got all 4 1 seeds in her Final Four.
Yeah, I refused to put all 4 1 seeds, but my dad did that one time, and he ended up being right. It was like back in 2017, or it happened one year in the 2010s. My dad did that, and he was 100% right. And it's like, come on, man. Can't be doing that.
The 1 year dad goes chalk, and it pays dividends. Son, see, I taught you everything I know about how to fill out a bracket.
Yeah, you didn't teach me everything because I'm usually terrible at it. But I think after day one, I think I'm in first place in my family bracket. We'll see if it stays that way.
Oh, wow.
Waking up on a Friday, you got a game to cover. That's a good feeling right there. Waking up number one.
Especially because I'm the sports guy. Like, most of my family are like, obviously they like sports, but it's not, I'm a sports writer. I'm supposed to be the one who wins because I'm supposed to be the one who knows ball, and I take like 4th or 5th every year.
Yeah, well, that has happened to me more times than I would like to admit. Well, I'm supposed to be an expert. I talk on the radio, and every year, everybody's like, I beat you. You finished 30th. I was 20th. Tara comes in beaming this morning because in our inter-office pool, she is leading the way, and I am down in like the middle to the bottom of the pack after the first day because some of the upsets I picked were the wrong upsets. So,
yeah.
Chalk versus
Chalk
upset.
pays off.
Yeah. Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk. Although she is not cheering for Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk today. She's got Cal Baptist beating Kansas.
I did. I risked it.
Woo! So she's not all chalk. So, hey, Jason, you have some fun today. Hey, if they get through today and Sunday, love to have you on again next week, and we'll be talking about a Sweet 16 appearance with the Aggies. That would be something else. So we'll be in touch, my friend.
Absolutely. Love it.
All right, Jason Walker, Cache Valley writer up there, Cache Valley Daily. He's the beat guy up there. Also part of our sister stations up there in Logan, Utah. We got to take a break. We're back in a flash to wrap things up. Are we out of time, Tara?
We're out of time.
We are out of time today. Jason signing off with us. We took it all the way to the end. I agree with Jason. I got the Aggies winning 75-70 today. I think they get the job done. I do have them in all of my brackets beating Villanova. I think they are the better team. They got the chip on their shoulder, and they're going to bring it today. All right, it's been a lot of fun. You guys have a great weekend. We will have a ton to talk about. We'll see you at Black